Check, check. 1, 2. Are we live? Are we live? All right. What a beautiful Saturday it is tonight. My goodness. My goodness. Well, it's actually daytime right now, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, let's see how we're looking, how we're sounding. How's life going? What are y'all excited about? Oh, it looks good. It looks very good. Very, very good. Yeah, we got a very good one for y'all today. Like every single day. And we're going live every day of 2026. And yeah, let me just load up these things, get these things going ASAP. And we're going to be on the road, just having so much fun. What are you guys excited about today? Today is a beautiful day. So nice. So nice. Minimize. Can you minimize? Oh, you can. You can indeed. DJ, do we have any music? Should we put some music on? What do you guys think? You guys are enjoying the music or not so much? Might as well. Might as well. How is that music? Is that a good vibe? Dual channel? Stereo, not mono? Alright, alright. Alright, so word of the day, word of the week actually is Sonder, S-O-N-D-E-R, which means everybody is going through a few things. So it's good to know that everyone has their own life, their own experiences, their own past. And once you understand that, you tend to give a little bit of extra space to those people. So, ladies, listen. If you want a good man and you want to keep a good man, you do not need another dating hack. You need one word that turns love into wisdom.
Hi.
Sonder. S-O-N-D-E-R. Yo, how you doing? Jackson is the coolest. Thank you for joining in on the stream. We got to talk to text to speech. So, yeah, we're getting some readings going. And the realization that he has a whole inner world, deep, complicated, human like yours. Sonder, S-O-N-D-E-R. So stay until the end because I'm giving you 10 epic Sonder quotes and 10 real life Sonder lines you can use tonight. And a few viral bits that will make you remember this forever. Quick favor before we start, tap like so YouTube pushes this to more good women, and subscribe. Let's hit the bell because if you like this vibe, I'm going to
How's the stream going?
a lot and you'll want the notifications. The stream is going well. Jackson is the coolest. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Thank you for joining me on the chat. Yeah, type Sonder in the chat if you're building love on purpose. All right, so just a little info. I'm a straight man talking to good straight women who want a real relationship, and dudes can get along, get inside the chat as well and watch this video so you can get the perspective of what's happening here and how to increase the best chances of you living a good life with a good woman in a good relationship. Not chaos dating, not games, not he's mysterious when he's actually just inconsistent. And so ladies, I need you to hear this clearly. Sonder is not tolerate disrespect. Sonder is seeing clearly and then choosing love with warmth and standards. All right, quote number 10 is the one that hits men in the chest. Do not leave early. If you've ever said, why do men, or why does he, this live is for you. And make sure you like the video so YouTube shows this to more women who need peace. And subscribe, hit that bell, everybody. Yeah. And also when you subscribe and hit the bell, that means you'll catch the next live when we go deeper into green flags, boundaries, and communication. Type peace if you want calm love and not confusion. All right, quote. Let me roll this one. There we go. Quote number 1. Sonder is the lantern in the fog. It lets a good woman see the man beneath the armor and love him without losing her shore. What's the translation? Love him. Don't lose yourself. Type lantern in the chat if that one resonates with you. Quote number 2. Sonder makes a loyalty feel noble because you stop chasing applause and start building a kingdom with one man. Translation: attention is loud, legacy is louder. In the chat, type kingdom if this one resonates with you. Quote number 3. Sonder is the oar of patience. You know the oar in the boats. When his storm rises, you don't capsize the ship with suspicion. Translation: don't drown love in guesses. If that one resonates, type oar in the chat. All right, quote number 4. Sonder turns your words into medicine. You speak to his future, not just his mistakes. Translation: call the best out of him. Type medicine if that one resonates with you. Quote number 5. Sonder is the reason peace is powerful. A good man will cross oceans to return to the woman who feels like home. Translation: peace is luxury. Type home if that one resonates with you. Quote number 6. Sonder is the shield against petty wars. You refuse to win arguments and instead defend the bond. What's the translation? Protect us over ego. Type shield if that one resonates. All right, quote number 7. Sonder makes respect magnetic. You honor effort, and effort returns like a tide. And the translation: praise becomes gravity. Praise works so well, it works wonders. Try it. Chap tide in the chat if this one resonates with you. Quote number 8. Sonder is discernment with a heartbeat. It helps you choose a good man by watching how he behaves when no one is watching. Character shows up off camera. Type off cam if that one resonates with you. Quote number 9. Sonder keeps love alive after the honeymoon. You stay curious so he never feels taken for granted. What's the translation? Curiosity is commitment. Type curious in the chat if this one resonates with you. And here it is, quote number 10, the closer. Sonder is the vow behind the vow. I will not reduce you to your worst moment. I will see you whole and love you wisely. Translation: whole love lasts. Type whole if you want that kind of love in the chat. All right, comment your favorite quote from 1 through 10 right now. And if quote number 10 hit, tap like, seriously. All right, so we have 10 real-life Sonder situations, S-O-N-D-E-R, lines you can use tonight. Situation 1, he comes home quiet. Sonder check. Are you quiet because you're tired or because something heavy happened? One question can save a week. Situation 2, he forgets something. You say, Sonder first. I'm not assuming you don't care, but help me understand what happened. Teamwork. Teamwork beats tension right there. Situation 3, you want more affection. You say, what makes you feel loved lately? I'll tell you mine too. So when you understand what makes you feel loved, and you understand what makes them feel loved, clarity is just romantic, so romantic. All right, he's stressed about money and work. Sonder says, you want respect, not pity. I'm with you. What's the plan? Belief is fuel. Situation number 5. You feel him pulling back. You can say to him, I'm not your enemy. If something's off, I'm here. Safety pulls men back to women, good women. All right, situation number 6. Before you correct him, Sonder before feedback. So think about everything before feedback. Can I say something that helps us, not hurt us. Delivery is destiny, and it makes a big deal on how she says it to her man. All right, situation number 7, public respect. Sonder, S-O-N-D-E-R. Your dignity matters. I won't clown you in public. What happens? Respect creates loyalty. Situation number 8, someone flirts with you. Sonder. Attention is cheap. Trust is priceless. Protect what you prayed for. That's a strong one. Situation number 9, argument is heating up. Are we tired or stressed? Let's reset and talk clean. Timing is love. All right, situation 10, he admits insecurity. What you can say to him: thank you for trusting me, I'm with you. This is how you keep the good ones emotionally. All right, type the situation number 1 through 10 you need the most. All right. So, we're switching gears. We have the Ask Me Anything. We have relationships, dating, boundaries, communication, red flags, confidence, whatever. I'm going to answer the best questions in the chat like a coach, not like a fortune cookie. So, yeah. And I'm just going to pull up the second portion of the stream, which is going to be extremely fun. I have this here. All right. Let's see, what's this looking like? Is this popping up all right? I'm gonna zoom this, create a better crowd here. So Gavin Newsom just collapsed after getting removal notice after LA homelessness exposed. Pretty wild.
All right, look, journalist Nick Shirley. Okay, you said that what you discovered, the 40 minutes of fraud in Minnesota, that was big, and it was big.
40 minutes of fraud in Minnesota.
But this is
Hey
much
friend,
bigger.
I
Tell
know
us what you
growing
found.
your Kickstarter channel and getting KCIP verification can be tough. I can help you get 3,000 real followers, an average of 100 views per minute, 25 subscribers, and 250 active chats to generate real engagement.
There
Do
you
you
go.
really want to grow, build a loyal audience, and earn over
man.
$100 from streaming? Message me on Discord at GPro122.
Yeah, cool, man. Great advertisement. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that. I think I'd rather grow organically, but you're free to subscribe on Kick, and I appreciate it. But please no shameless advertising, especially with that many words, taking up this much time when we're talking and looking at Nick Shirley. But yeah. There you go.
Power.
Yeah, well, California is a lot bigger state than Minnesota, obviously, and they receive more money, and they also tax their people more than any other state in America, yet they allow more fraud to take place than any other state in America as well.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what exactly. Explain where you went, what you were looking for, what you found, and then we'll get to Gavin's response.
Yeah, so obviously their daycare system as well, there's just tons of fraud. These daycares have multiple violations, yet they continue to receive money through a program called CalWorks. And then let's talk about the hospice fraud, where you have...
How is that even working? They're getting multiple violations and they're still getting funding. Like, who's not doing their job over here? Honestly, there has to be something happening over here. You know, I'm not working my blood, sweat, and tears for these people just to be not doing their job and just getting tax dollars and scamming everybody. Like, how are not more people angry about this?
1,000% increase in hospices inside of just the LA area alone. $1 in $10 for home health care in America goes to the LA area. These fraudsters are driving around.
How much is that?
$10 for home health care goes in just the LA area alone. $1 in $10 for home health care
$1 in $10
in America goes to the LA area.
In America goes to the LA area. So it's not just California. It's taking money from America, the USA. That's wild.
These fraudsters are driving around not just $100,000 cars, but literally $200,000 Maybachs. And they're just defrauding the American taxpayer like no other place I've ever seen. And they have no remorse for it.
How are people not even remotely angry at these types of things?
They drive around all these nice cars, wear designer clothing, you name it, and they're inside of these old motel looking like businesses defrauding the taxpayer.
Of course, they have so much money, they don't even know what to do with it. They're gonna spend money on overpriced designer clothing.
Quite literally millions and billions of dollars.
Inside LA's homeless industrial complex. Man, this guy Nick Shirley, he's right on top of it. He's exposing the fraud. He's exposing everything that they're trying to hide. Let's get right into this video. Not much need of an intro.
It's not a refugee camp, and it is not a war zone. This is downtown Los Angeles.
Oh, he's going after the homelessness in downtown Los Angeles. Yeah, it's very homeless over there. Very, very homeless.
You're looking at Skid Row, the most densely populated homeless area in all of America. Crammed into an area smaller than half a square mile are over 4,500 people living on the streets inside tents. That's
Wow.
more than 40 people per block, surviving and some even fiending for the next hit just to stay alive. To put it in perspective, Skid Row has more people per square mile than the entire city of Washington, D.C., and every single one of them are homeless. In this video, I'm walking you through the streets of Skid Row. You'll see the conditions up close and personal as I speak with the people living on these streets and giving you guys an in-depth look as to how this has happened and how it continues to happen in one of the richest cities in America. Now, it's time for us to hit the streets of Skid Row, and I'm meeting up with a local by the name of Tommy Tomato to give us an inside look in.
And I thank you guys for sending me videos like this to react to, because that's what I've been doing lately. Just send me the video and I'm going to react to it. But every time I see Nick Shirley on Twitter, Facebook, his Instagram, anything, even on YouTube, he's exposing another city. And it makes me think, we have a lot of cities in the U.S. It makes me think, how many are involved in a massive amount of fraud? That's why I tune into his videos, man.
Yeah, I worry for Nick Shirley, man. He's doing some wild work, some extremely wild work, but somebody's got to do it. You know, he's built for that. Definitely. So, props to Mr. Shirley. How do you guys feel about those people who don't return their cards at the grocery stores?
Yeah? Sure. Cool. Well, I put it back. You pick that shit up. It's really not that hard to put your cart back.
Dude, you're paid for this.
No, I'm not.
$16.
Get the hell out of here. Little pack draw while I'm sitting here.
It's probably an advertisement for this gambling thing because it's pretty aggressive and that dude did nothing. But
Want me to put that cart back for you?
Sure.
Cool.
yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild.
You want me to put that cart back for you?
Sure.
Comes to your city or state, everyone shivers. So can you imagine Nick Shirley, nice guy, okay, Mormon kid, we love him, he's phenomenal, good family, great family, all of them working together. The state of California, Minnesota, any of these states, They look at him as if he's like a mafia boss when he shows up. He's about to expose all of us. This is a 23-year-old young man, okay? Is this Rob, him in California?
Yes.
Okay, and by the way, did you guys see what Newsom's office tweeted about Nick Shirley? Did you see that?
Did you?
Yeah.
We
What
have
did
to
they say?
show it after this clip. And then did you see what Newsom's wife said yesterday?
I didn't see what she said.
That we all are on the spectrum of LGBTQ? Like every...
No, I want to see.
Anyways, you guys got to see those
and
two.
then Fetterman.
Yes, and then Fetterman went after him. So we'll wrap it up with California because we love California so much. But here's Nick Shirley. Go for it.
Now let's go to another one that's even more concerning as kids are left all alone. Now we're at the Jama Shukri Family Childcare. This place is not in a shopping plaza. It's not anywhere near any place that looks like a place where a daycare would be. In fact, it's actually in one of these apartments right here. So they're able to have daycares inside apartment buildings?
Yes, so I've come across many of these. Some of these are on the third story of an apartment complex. It's only 1 bedroom, and yet the capacity is for 8 kids.
We just arrived at the daycare. We have 2 kids out here. I don't know if they're members of the daycare. There's no oversight right here. Can we talk to your teacher? Is your teacher there? So this is the first child we've ever encountered at one of these daycares. There's 2 kids out here right now, and we're gonna see if we can talk to the
Licensee, it is, according to this paperwork, Shukri Jama.
Can we talk to the adult?
He is not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
So you guys all by yourself?
Wow.
No one's here.
Wow.
Okay,
Unbelievable.
so you guys are all by yourself.
And this is one of many of the clips, Rob, right, that they're showing. Do you have any other ones, or is that the only
There's
one?
another one regarding registered hospices in California being used to...
Let's see a little bit of this. Go for it.
Are you guys the hospice consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is a hospice consultant.
Looks like they're doing some other type of work.
All right, so they
in
say
there.
they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are 2 entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach. We have a Mercedes-Benz
look at
right
that
now.
shit.
Where can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach, by opening up my own hospice? Now, after seeing all the wealth that is being created from these hospice centers, I headed back to the original location where we found over 15 hospices in one plaza. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that Armenian mafia members were running the show and that there weren't just randomly $100,000 cars the day I went by. And this time, it was even worse. Sir, how are you? Good. So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people. Yet he's just driving away in his Cybertruck, won't even answer any questions. Let's see, we have another rich person as well. That's getting rich off this hospice. This guy's leaving as well. So the 2 people that walked out of Holy Angels, they're in a brand new
Holy
Cybertruck
Angels?
and a new BMW. How lucrative of a business is hospice? I'm seeing a Cybertruck, you're in a nice BMW. It's good. Yeah, because it looks like, for instance, Guardian of Angels, that used to be here, $4.8 million they built the state of California. Wow. And how many clients do you guys have?
Do you have a bag? Do I need to answer your question?
I'm just curious.
It's not mine. I work.
Yeah. You must be getting paid pretty well, right?
Bro, I'm not here, bro.
Do your parents run the hospice? No. Who's that guy in the Cybertruck? He's your uncle. So it's like a family business to own the hospices. But why was he walking out of the hospice then too?
Brother, can you leave me alone?
Like these hospices, there's nothing inside of them.
If it's not you guys, how come you're in the newest BMW and the newest Cybertruck?
Brother, because
I can only imagine what the guy is in charge.
This dude is so mad that Nick's asking him questions, and oh man, dude, he got a lot of info out of this kid, and it was just like putting him on the spot. This dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
Just all the other hospices? Do you like taking care of old people? Like, are you the one going out visiting the hospice patients, sir? Uh-oh, he's gonna have to do another point turn.
Yeah, you guys are in my fucking way, move.
Well, you could just go that way. What's the key to opening up a hospice if I wanted to open up one? Because you're in the family business of hospices. If I want to open my own?
How many of y'all want to open your own hospice, but actually do it like correctly?
What do you do for work here?
Huh?
What do you do for work here?
Why?
Oh, we're just looking around. We're seeing all these hostages, so we're just curious.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I mean, he's good at what he does.
But
you got to
no,
realize
but
he's very good at what he
But
does.
Chris Cuomo doesn't think that he's a real journalist and he's not doing it.
He said that today?
He was on this podcast. No. Chris Cuomo
Oh.
sat here and said that what he is doing is not journalism. Nothing's going to come out about it, which is it's baffling for me to even hear because this guy he's exposed Minnesota. People have gone to jail because of his investigative journalism, actual journalism, not CNN journalism, propaganda sitting in front of a camera lying to the American people. That's journal. If that isn't journalism, going out there risking his life. How easy could one of these people go up to him and punch him in his face, or stab him, or shoot him? And he's out there doing actual work. Hundreds of millions of dollars exposed. Minnesota has already arrested people. I don't know how deep the investigations are going to go, but this is blatantly obvious. And it takes a 23-year-old kid, not somebody from mainstream media, to expose it. And it drives me crazy when I hear people like him say, "Oh, this isn't real journalism." Then what is it? I'm curious to what is he doing? And why did it take a 23-year-old to expose it? Just curious, Tom.
By the way, here's what Newsom's office had to respond with. They said, "Hey, can I see your kids?" As if that's Nick Shirley, right? Going into the daycare. Now, do me a favor. Go to the tweet, Rob. Because I want to show how Nick Shirley responded to that tweet. So Governor Newsom's press office. That's the real press office. You see the check mark right next to it?
Yep.
On the political side? Okay. So go a little bit lower. Nick Shirley responds. He says, "You do realize I'm trying to help America eliminate fraud and waste, right? No need to try and make me look like a bad guy for exposing fraud. People are over it. Start working for the people and not against them." 275,000 likes for what he had to say. Nick Shirley. And guess who's doing it now? CBS is following his lead. CBS is now doing it in New York. They got a bunch of different things.
Yeah, Nick Shirley's doing all the work for all the journalists and publications that should be doing their own work. And yeah, leave it to some young journalists to do their work.
Everyone start to realize we got to do it. Now, keep in mind, CBS is being ran by Barry Weiss. She's like, look, if this Nick Shirley model is what they're doing, why don't we start doing it? I'll go on a couple thoughts on this, and then I want to show you guys what Gavin Newsom, she's sharing some wisdom with the rest of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm a proud member of the Equality Leering Center, and Nick knows this. I'll tell you a funny story about Nick Shirley. You know, we were at the State of the Union. We were lucky enough to interview a lot of the GOP congressmen and women. I'm there interviewing all the people with John Kennedy and Lisa McClain, all these names. All of a sudden, Nick Shirley walks in the room. And it was if like MJ walked in. I go, "Yo, what up, Nick? What up, Adam?" Walks towards me. Congress people stop doing what they're doing, start walking towards Nick. And what are they saying though? "Come to my state. You got to see what's going on here." There was I think the lady in California, Young Kim, not Lil Kim the rapper, Young Kim the politician. She's saying, "Come to California." He goes to California. So it's such a needed thing. By the way, shout out to journalists that do this. Citizen journalists. By the way, James O'Keefe, leader of the pack. I met Nick Shirley at a James O'Keefe event.
James O'Keefe is incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Also, Nate Friedman in New York. Respect to you.
Yeah.
Going to the communist, socialist Gaza rallies. But these independent citizen journalists with a phone, a camera, and a dream are out there changing the world. This guy Nick Shirley got Tim Walz to resign and not run for governor. Imagine what may happen to Gavin Newsom. Imagine what happens if waste, fraud, and abuse is found in all these other states. We have that video of the lady saying, "Come to Ohio." So I become real tight with Nick. He's a great kid. I actually took him to his first Sabbath dinner, and then we went to a club. And he said, "I just want to see Club Live." This is interesting. He goes, "I don't want to party." He goes, "I'm a virgin. I don't drink. I don't smoke." I said, "You want to go in for 10 minutes? Let's go in for 10 minutes. He knows this. He filmed the video. He saw it. He goes, "Okay, cool." We left. They're not going to get this kid doing anything weird or anything like that. And that's the thing that's going to happen. He's doing the right thing. He has the right agenda. And all he's doing, like he said in that tweet, I'm just trying to help find the fraud. You should be thanking me.
By the way, if you're watching this, Nick Shirley is on Connect, and he actually gets back to people. If you want him to, if you have anything you want to share, because remember, good luck getting to him through email, Twitter, DM. He is right now. He posts something, gets 10 million views. He's got tens of thousands of DMs. But if you want to get right to Nick Shirley, you can connect him. Rob, put the link to Nick Shirley in the chat, as well as the what do you call it? Comment section and description. But go download the app Connect. And
have you guys tried Connect? I haven't actually tried it. And do you think there's a future there?
Find Nick Shirley and message him. This is one way of also supporting what he's doing and encourage him for the great work that he's doing out there. Gang, a reminder to all of you on 2 separate reports. One of them shows 51% of you guys who for the last 12 months or so who
All right, so Ronda Rousey is going to be fighting Gina Carano coming up. And do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you guys like UFC, and what do you think is going to happen over here?
Versus Gina Carano. Even though Gina Carano hasn't fought since the 2000s, and she's 43, I think Ronda's 39. There's a lot of video footage of Ronda training for quite a while. She lost a lot of weight. She got really slim. She looks outstanding. She's doing a lot of judo throws and arm bars. She's got fantastic judo.
Hopefully she doesn't try to box with Gina Carano.
Bronze medalist in the Olympics. Gina Carano was a legit Muay Thai champion. She's got real power, and she was a very good striker when she was young. She was a very technical, solid striker. She did movies. She's done The Mandalorian, had a lot of success acting. When it comes to grappling, you give Ronda a big advantage. She's one of the best submission artists ever, period. Her arm bar is about as good as it gets. The difference in striking would definitely benefit Gina. There's a difference between that and competition. There's ring rust. There's a lot of factors. But again, when you're talking about like 2009, 17 years, it's a long time.
Imagine that, not getting into the octagon for 17 years and you're going to fight.
To not compete.
So Nick Shirley.
That's so wild, man. That's so wild. This probably has some music in there. Gonna have to mute it. Yeah. Look at the brilliance of Brazil with Ronaldinho. You got Robinho. Just the touching. Let's see how can I make this larger for y'all? Just splitting 2 defenders like nothing. Just unreal. Ronaldo phenomenon. These passes, absolutely incredible. Did you see that? Just stops the ball. Get a little vision. Don't know if he's going left, right, forward, back. Where's he going? Stops the ball. Blast. Sets up Ronaldo. Nice and easy. And what a layoff. That little 1-2, that's just unbelievable here. Pulling that defender wide. Inside of the boot, top right. This is real teamwork. Rocket ship on the floor. All right, y'all. Have you ever tried Arizona iced tea? And this is a very fascinating thing. I've always was curious the reason they sell these iced teas at only 99 cents, which is very inexpensive. I don't know if they still are. Are they actually still only 99 cents? Let's see. I don't want to misinform you. Iconic 23-ounce big can of Arizona iced tea still retails for 99 cents in most locations. A price point held since 1996. And let's hear their business plan over here. Where'd you go?
You could be selling your cans for more. Your competitors certainly are selling their beverages for more. Why not increase the price and therefore increase the profit?
We're successful. We're debt-free. We own everything. Why have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for our drink? Maybe it's my little way to give back.
So would you definitively say that you'll never raise that net?
Not in the foreseeable future. You know, we're going to fight as hard as we can for consumers because consumers are my friend.
That price has notably stayed the same since 1992, just 99 cents for a 23-ounce can.
People say, how do you do that? We make it faster, we ship it better, we ship it closer, the cans are thinner. I don't use a cell phone, and I've never texted or emailed anybody.
You don't have a cell phone?
I don't.
Or he's never opened up a laptop or turned on a computer.
Ewing and Michael Jordan trash talk each other. Ewing forcefully shook off.
Dude doesn't even use a cell phone. Doesn't use email. Doesn't use anything. So wild. So wild. What's going on with my camera? Camera tech problems. Let's see. Working? Not working? Oh, there you are. Now you're working.
Pippen's hand, and the unprepared Pippen almost got injured. Dennis Rodman couldn't stand seeing Ewing bully Pippen like that. He stepped right in front of the furious Ewing, and the two collided head-on. Pippen always was quiet.
How important is it to have awesome teammates who protect the people who are not necessarily fighters? This is so cool.
And reserved. He never liked to start trouble and preferred to let his game do the talking. But because of that, despite his great strength, he often became the #1 target for the New York Knicks to bully. Rodman, however, could never tolerate his teammate being pushed around. He stood in front of Pippen, taking the Knicks' aggression head-on and shielding him from their attacks. To make sure Pippen could finish off opponents without any worries, Rodman sometimes even struck first, giving them a taste of their own medicine. He used the Knicks' own tactics against them. Rodman dragged Ewing.
What happened there? He just bounced underneath him on that one. All right, so on the lower frame. I have no idea what happened. All right,
A taste of their own medicine. He used the Knicks' own tactics against them. Rodman giving them a taste of their own medicine. He used the Knicks' own
all right, so this dude undercuts him here, and then he undercuts this guy here. I see.
Tactics against them. Rodman dragged Ewing to the floor, and after Ewing got back up, Rodman charged forward again, confronting him face-to-face and firing off a barrage of trash talk. During the 3 years Rodman played for the Bulls, Pippen was rarely bullied again.
Rodman seems like a cool dude, like a wild dude, but kind of like a cool dude as far as like with friends and those types of things. Like he's taking care of his teammates over here, which is not too many people would risk their own bodies to do that, especially at
Those
this level.
Dangerous fouls that once could have caused serious injuries almost completely disappeared. Opponents knew that if they targeted Pippen, they would have to be ready for Rodman's revenge. And no one wanted to face an angry Rodman. After all, he is one of the toughest players in basketball history.
Yep.
The last job anyone in the world wants right now? Senior leader for the IRGC, or Besiege. Temp jobs, all of them. And to borrow a page from Admiral Ernest King in World War II, we've decided to share the ocean with Iran. We've given them the bottom half. Epic Fury is different. It's laser focused, it's decisive. Our objectives, given directly from our America First president, remain exactly what they were on day one. These are not the media's objectives, not Iran's objectives, not new objectives, our objectives. Unchanged, on target, and on plan. To date, we've struck over 7,000 targets across Iran and its military infrastructure. That is not incremental. That is overwhelming force applied with precision. And again, today will be the largest strike package yet, just like yesterday was. As I've said from day one, our capabilities continue to build, Iran's continue to degrade. We've damaged or sunk over 120 of their Navy ships, with battle damage assessments pending for many more. See, oftentimes we have to wait.
120 of their naval ships? Oh my goodness. Just imagine that.
A few days on battle damage assessment to get the real number.
We continue to hunt and kill mine storage facilities and naval ammunition depots. We continue to hunt and kill afloat assets, including more than 120 vessels and 44 mine layers, and the pressure will continue. The A-10 Warthog is now in the fight across the southern flank and is hunting and killing fast attack watercraft in the Straits of Hormuz. In addition, AH-64 Apaches have joined the fight on the southern flank, and they continue to work on the southern side, and that includes some of our allies who are using Apaches to handle one-way attack drones.
Wait, hold on right there. That is the best lesson to everybody watching.
And I told my wife, listen, I think that this could be something serious. I want to quit my job. I want to take our savings, which at the time was like $3,000.
How wild is that? Quitting his full-time job to start a career as an entrepreneur.
And I want to commit myself to launching this product. And
so how much did you invest to get started?
Just those $3,000.
$3,000?
Yeah,
good for you.
So in the 5 years since I launched this in my garage, we've generated more than $4.3 million in sales.
Good for you.
Wow. Good for you. Okay, let's talk about this year.
Year to date this year, we're at $850,000, and we're looking at about $1.1 million overall.
And that compared to that last year?
Last year, we did just over $1 million. So far, we've spent less than $15,000 on marketing this year to generate that $850,000.
Good for you. And so you'll make money this year?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good.
After paying myself. So last year, our net ROAS across all channels was over 6 times. We know that Yes, we know that we can market effectively, and we plan to do so in a targeted method next year. So when any of our sleeping bags get outgrown, you send it back to us, we give you cash back, and we give you a discount on a new purchase that covers around 50% of the cost of a new sleeping bag.
What do you do with the old one?
What a good idea. Absolutely great idea. Going green, green company right here.
The used sleeping bags are then resold at a discount, and whether you buy a new sleeping bag or a used one, we pledge 1% of all sales to charitable causes.
Good for you.
That is an absolutely brilliant marketing plan.
This is Chuck Norris, the man.
R.I.P. to Chuck Norris. You know that he passed away, was it a few nights ago, unfortunately. Man, he was a legend.
The myth, the roundhouse legend.
We're members of Delta Force and we're here to take you home.
Born March 10th, 1940, he went from Air Force serviceman to undefeated karate champion, building a legacy in martial arts and even creating his own.
So wild, so wild. May his soul rest in peace, Mr. Chuck Norris. He died March 19th, 2026 at the age of 86 years old in Kauai, Hawaii. Man. That's so wild. All right, we got to see what some of these Redditors are saying over here about him. Even death has to experience Chuck Norris one day, R.I.P. That's a good one, that's a good one. I heard that opening 27 minutes of Saving Private Ryan were loosely based on a game of dodgeball played by Chuck Norris in 2nd grade. This would have occurred around the mid-40s, so of course there isn't a video. There's a video about Chuck's spin generated a magnetic field intense enough to rip electrons from their shell, so the film is pure static with a lot of screaming. It was 18 hours of static. If Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris and they both fought, they would both win. R.I.P. to death. One person says, does that mean we can live forever now? And one person says, if Chuck chooses to stay dead, in the eyes of the unsuspecting arranger, R.I.P.
System, Chun Kook Do. He broke into Hollywood alongside Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon, then became a full-blown action icon with films like Delta Force and Missing in Action. Most people know him as Cordell Walker from Walker, Texas Ranger, a role that defined an era of television. But Chuck Norris became something even bigger, an internet legend. Chuck Norris facts turned him into a symbol of unstoppable strength, jokes that made him larger than life for a whole new generation. Chuck Norris passed away on March 19th, 2026, at the age of 86. But legends like this don't disappear. Some men are remembered. Chuck Norris became unforgettable.
Why do we keep hearing about the underpaying stuff?
I'm broke.
Make sure you'll like, subscribe, bell, and share.
So I need to fight.
Right now, in particular, there's probably less money because there's no live gate, and that's an extreme amount of money.
And what was the reason behind that? What did they take away the live gate for, honestly?
There's also fighters that agreed to certain deals, to like an 8-fight deal at X amount per fight. And then they become more popular, and then they want to renegotiate their deal.
Yeah.
And the UFC is like, we're not going to renegotiate anything.
So they're like
you can take it or you can leave it, but this is what it is. It gets to a situation where a guy like John Jones says, hey, what do you want to give me to fight Francis Ngannou? Because I want a lot of fucking money because that guy's terrifying.
Yeah.
And they say, well, you get what you're paid in your contract. That's what you get. And he's like, well, I'm not fighting then. And they go, okay. See, that's one of those situations where I don't know who's right or who's wrong because I don't know how much money they would make for that if there's no audience. A lot of money is missing, right?
What's going to happen with the UFC? Do you guys think there's going to be some type of decline after this Paramount Plus deal, or what's actually going to happen, man? Because with the live gate, they had opportunity to make, a percentage of live streaming and pay-per-view, and now
all these shows got canceled.
Yeah.
So it's tricky, man. So this is why I think they're complaining about fighter pay. But looking at it from the fighter's perspective, I think they should get paid more.
Right.
I think everybody should get paid more. I'm thinking it's a crazy way to make a living. I think you should get the most amount of money you can possibly get to step into a cage fight for millions of people to see.
There's only one sentence in the Bible.
Just so dangerous, so absolutely dangerous. They should be getting paid more, but some of those people love fighting. They'll fight for free.
About how you should choose a partner, and it says that you should choose someone that you could go to war with.
I like it. That works. That's legit.
It's a team effort, a relationship, right? And would you purposefully choose a particularly vulnerable teammate?
Would you go to war with your current partner? Think about that. Would you actually go to war? What a brilliant thing to consider. Hopefully you never have to go to war, but just to have that mentality, because in life that's super important.
Because you're always going to be the person that's out in front. Probably not.
But you. So wild. All right, so we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Lionel Messi over here. This is a wholesome video. Friends. All right, so that's where Ibrahimovic and Messi, I think, first met each other. Ibrahimovic fouls Messi because Messi's so quick and so incredible with the ball, right? No, that's not Ibrahimovic. That's Ibrahimovic. Wha-bam. What are you guys doing? is where Ibra was playing for PSG and Messi at Barcelona. Look at this pass. Man. Just incredible. Just threading the needle. Outside of the foot. Incredible. He's so angry he missed that one. All right, so Messi gets a penalty right here. He points to Ibrahimovic. He's like, you just missed that last wide open goal. You need to work on your stats, buddy. Take this. He doesn't miss.
How was it playing in the same team as Lionel Messi?
This guy, like, it is not normal. And I know people will talk about he works. Do you know how hard it is? I can tell you. You know how hard it is.
How many of y'all get angry that Lionel Messi walks?
Is to carry a ball on every single action. Every single action. Yes, I know. I don't like when people don't balance it out. So he walks when he doesn't have the ball. Maybe sometimes, maybe a lot sometimes, maybe not. Can we talk about when he has the ball then? Because every single time is acceleration, stop it, turning, going, getting kicked, getting up. You know how hard it is on your body to do that. Can he maybe walk sometimes? If you make me win, you can walk anyway.
Post Malone, what are your most expensive purchases?
So wild. Messi's just such an incredible soccer player. Who's your favorite soccer player? Light it up in the chat. All right, so here's Post Malone. What do you think he spends his money on, man? This guy is making quite a few bucks. $60 million.
My biggest purchase is my $3.1 million Utah Fortress. It's a 13,000.
Okay, $3.1 million Utah Fortress. So $3.1 million goes a pretty far distance in Utah.
Square foot apocalypse-proof mansion with bulletproof glass and a massive underground bunker.
Bulletproof glass and an underground bunker? What does he need that for?
I bought a $2 million Magic the Gathering card. There's only one of them.
What would you do? Buy a $2 million Magic the Gathering card or a house? I don't know how smart of an investment that is, but you never know. Maybe in 5-10 years it could double in price.
Most irresponsible use of my money I've ever.
There you go. That's what he believes about it. Okay.
Experienced.
And there is my white on white $3 million Bugatti Chiron.
His car costs $0.1 million less than his house. My goodness.
Iran, which is a total beast. But to keep it running, the maintenance is insane. I drop nearly $100,000 every year. I also
$100,000 every year just to maintain a Bugatti Chiron.
So just took delivery of a $1.5 million Earth Roamer, which is...
That's pretty cool, Earth Roamer. Would you guys enjoy life in an Earth Roamer?
It's basically a luxury apartment on a monster truck chassis. I dropped $1.6 million to permanently upgrade my smile with diamond fangs and custom veneers. When you have the chance to own something that's one of a kind, you don't pass it up.
This woman...
There you go. Good for him, man. I'm stoked for him. What a cool story how he got started. SoundCloud musician.
Just flip the entire feminism debate in 30 seconds.
We stopped slapping bitches, so they forgot that they don't have the strength of a man.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good that we stopped slapping bitches.
I don't know about that. There's a few bitches I would like to slap.
I'm looking at all these women fight men online. I was like, why?
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you stopped slapping them, and the female ego is ridiculous. I mean, these women, like, they literally think what they see in the movies is real. I'm not saying just go around smack random women.
Yeah.
I'm saying you start acting like a retard, you want to get in someone's face. All it takes is one smack to realize you're not as strong as a man.
When I grew up, I used to see my father hit my mom. I hated it. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again.
And now your wife's out of control.
As heavily as the US and Israel have battered Iran, the country's regime is still capable of spreading terror. Drones in their hundreds are being launched at bases across the Middle East as we speak. But an unexpected player has just entered the game. Ukraine is here to end Iran's terror, and it's teamed up with the US and Middle Eastern nations to do it. First Russia, now Iran. Ukraine has unleashed a futuristic weapon that will end the Iranian regime's drone scourge. What is that weapon? Interceptor drones. Ukraine has listened to calls from the US and Middle Eastern countries being affected by Iranian retaliation to Operation Epic Fury, and it's stepped up. Ukrainian interceptor drones are being sent to the Gulf region, and they're being used to stop the Shahids that Iran is launching at its many enemies. Who's getting these drones? American bases in the Middle East, in Jordan, and maybe we will send also to Saudi Arabia, Zelensky has declared when discussing Ukraine's new agreement with the US. This is huge for Ukraine, and it could have a massive impact on the country as it continues its fight against Putin's brutal invasion of its territory. We'll explain why later in the video, as we first need to cover why Ukraine is sending these drones and how much of an impact they will have on Operation Epic Fury. Why is a simple question to answer, the US asked. During the opening hours of the operation, 6 US military personnel were killed. The weapon that killed them was likely a Shahid-type drone, Euronews reports, and the incident raised immediate alarm bells in the US command. These cheap drones don't compare to what the US brings to the table in terms of modernity or strength, but that's the problem. Shahids are cheap, can be launched in huge numbers, and it only takes 1 or 2 to break through air defenses to cause a lot of damage. Every Shahid swarm that is launched forces the US to expend its far more expensive interceptor missiles to stop them, and the approach doesn't always work. Zelensky himself has pointed that out, noting that the US burned through 800 of its Patriot missiles in the first 3 days of Operation Epic Fury, which is a cost that the US simply can't and shouldn't absorb if it's going to be in an extended fight with Iran. So the request came through, as Zelensky explains. We received a request from the United States for specific support in protection against Shahids in the Middle East region, Ukraine's president announced on March 5th in a post published on X. He added, "I gave instructions to provide the necessary means and ensure the presence of Ukrainian specialists who can guarantee the required security," he added, before offering a pointed reminder that Ukraine stands ready to help ensure the security of the partners that have helped it to defend itself against the Russian invasion of its territory. There's a reason for the last part of the message. Ukraine knows that its interceptor drones offer leverage, which is a topic we'll dig into soon, and there's more. Ukraine isn't only sending over interceptor drones to the US bases in the Middle East. The country knows all too well that expertise has to accompany the weapon, or it won't be as effective as the US and its allies need it to be. Along with the drones, Ukraine is sending experts to the Middle East to teach the US and its partners how to get the most out of their new interceptors. Again, Zelensky took to X to explain, stating on March 17th, "Right now there are 201 Ukrainians in the Middle East and the Gulf region, and another 34 are ready to deploy. Those experts are already in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates," Zelensky adds, and there are deals being formulated with other countries, in addition to the drone deal Zelensky says that Ukraine has with the US. Ukraine's expertise is in high demand right now. Anybody who's been paying attention to the Ukraine war will be able to tell you why. The drones that Iran is launching at US bases are the very same types of Shahid drones that it's been supplying to Russia almost since the beginning of the Ukraine war. Iran started delivering these drones shortly after Putin launched his invasion, Le Monde points out. And it wasn't long before the country signed a lucrative licensing deal with Putin that allowed Russia to build Shahid-type drones on its own territory, with support from the Iranian regime. This is important in the context of what's happening in the Middle East right now, because it means that Ukraine has been dealing with Shahid drones for 4 years. It knows these drones inside out, which means it understands the tactics used when the drone swarms are unleashed, and it has developed tactics along with weapons to minimize the damage that these swarms can cause. That's the expertise that the US and its Middle Eastern allies want. They're trying to get to grips with the type of fighting that Ukraine has both innovated and defended itself against for years. And Ukraine is in the perfect position to provide the knowledge they need to accelerate their ability to stop Iran's Shahid drones in their tracks. Of course, knowledge is all well and good, but Ukraine has to deliver the weapons to back the knowledge up, and it has the perfect solution in its cheap interceptor drones. Ukraine has already developed several models of interceptors which have proven themselves very effective against Shahids, as we'll reveal in a moment. But chief among these interceptor drones, and the most likely to make its way into the Middle East, is the Sting. Described by the New Voice of Ukraine as an FPV interceptor, Sting already boasts a hit rate of between 80 and 90% when unleashed against Russia's Shahid-type drones. Ukraine started using this drone in 2025, and its specs reveal why it's a good counter to Iran's Shahids. A Sting can fly at speeds of up to 315 kilometers or 195.7 miles per hour, meaning it's fast enough to adjust its position in mid-flight to intercept Shahids that are pre-programmed to hit specific targets. Sting is a short-range solution as highlighted by its 37-kilometer or almost 23-mile range and its 7-kilometer or 4.3-mile maximum altitude. And best of all, it carries a payload that weighs 500 grams or a little over 1 pound, which plays into the low cost involved in producing the unit. A Sting doesn't need a bigger payload. It's a small amount of explosive combined with the kinetic energy generated by a collision and the explosive packed into the incoming Shahid to take the Iranian drones out of the sky. We mentioned low cost a moment ago. That, more than anything else, is why the US and its Middle Eastern allies are clamoring to get their hands on Ukraine's interceptors. And to explain why, here's a little scenario. Iran launches yet more of its Shahid drones at an American base. Each of these drones costs Iran somewhere in the region of $20,000 to $50,000 to produce, which is a pittance in the context of traditional military spending. The US has to respond, and it does so by firing Patriot missiles to intercept the drones. Each of these missiles costs the US about $4 million to build. Let's say there are 5 of Iran's drones in the swarm, which is a relatively small number. The cost to Iran is no more than $250,000. The cost to the US, a staggering $20 million. Even if none of Iran's drones hit their targets, it forces the US to blow 80 times the amount of money it costs Iran to send the Shahids their way. That is an attritional tactic, and it's one that Iran can lean on to put pressure on the US. There are only so many Patriot missiles in the US stockpiles, and if Zelensky is correct, the US had already launched 800 of those missiles during the first 3 days of Operation Epic Fury, and America has already spent $3.2 billion on interceptor missiles plus whatever it spent during the rest of its conflict with Iran. This isn't sustainable, even for the richest military in the world. The Sting interceptor solves all of these problems. The New Voice of Ukraine puts the cost of building Ukraine's drone interceptor at a measly $1,000. Reuters has it slightly higher, quoting a figure of around $2,000, which may be the Sting's export price. But either way, this one futuristic and ingeniously designed drone transforms one of the biggest cost burdens that the US faces in Operation Epic Fury into a distinct advantage. Now it's not Iran that's getting the better return on investment when it unleashes its drone swarms. In our scenario, the US cost of interception drops from $20 million to around $5,000 to $10,000, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars less than it costs Iran to launch the 5 drones we posited. That is a turnaround for the ages. And it transforms what could have been a winning strategy for Iran into an attritional nightmare, the likes of which it was trying to inflict on the US. The only hope that Iran has is that Ukraine's interceptor drones aren't as effective as the US needs them to be. But that hope has already been dashed, and we'll explain why in a moment. Before we do, this is a quick reminder that you are watching The Military Show. This is the kind of insight that you crave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We break it down like this every single week. On the control front, Iran can't do much about Sting or other interceptor drones. Sting is piloted using VR goggles that allow an operator to identify and track targets in real time. The interceptor also has an AI-based guidance system which allows it to stick with an incoming Shahid, which it destroys via impact, and a remote detonation mechanism that allows it to unleash its tiny warhead at the perfect time. And this isn't a theoretical technology that Ukraine is providing to the US, it's been proven in battle, and the hit rate of between 80 and 90% shows why. According to United 24 Media, Ukraine's interceptor drones now account for 30% of all the country's air defense kills, as of February 24th. That number is only going to grow higher as Ukraine builds more of these types of low-cost drones. Iran can't even hope that the stockpiles that Ukraine can send to the Middle East will run out. In 2025 alone, Ukraine built 100,000 of its interceptor drones, its National Security and Defense Council revealed. Bear in mind that Ukraine didn't start using its interceptors in high volume until the end of 2025. Now Ukraine claims its production capacity for interceptor drones has grown 8-fold, meaning it can produce 800,000 of its interceptor drones annually, as long as it has the funding. If the US and its allies are paying for interceptors, they're going to get as many as they will ever need to fend off Iran's Shahid attacks. Iran's entire drone-based strategy is shattered in an instant. With Ukraine's interceptor drones arriving along with experts to show the US and its Middle Eastern allies exactly how to use them, Iran is watching in real time as its strategy for forcing the US to burn through millions of dollars has gone up in smoke. Literally in the case of the Shahids that will now be exploding in mid-air rather than on critical military targets in the Gulf region. But hold on for a moment. You may be wondering why the US would even need interceptor drones at all. You've heard about the percentages being thrown around. It looks like Iran's drone launches have fallen off a cliff since the early days of the operation. That is indeed the case, at least if US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has the correct figures. Hegseth claims that Iran's drone launches have dropped by 95% compared to the opening salvo it unleashed in the early days. The combined US and Israeli attack against Iran's military and drone launching infrastructure has contributed to that. However, 95% doesn't translate to stopped entirely. Iran is still launching drones, even though the swarms are starting to look more like trickles. We saw that on March 19th when Saudi Arabia reported that its air defense systems had intercepted and destroyed a quintet of Iranian drones that were heading toward the eastern parts of the nation, along with its capital city of Riyadh. These 5 drones add to the 13 missiles and drones that Saudi Arabia have managed to intercept, and it shows us that Iran is still very much trying to use its drones to wreak havoc, even if its rate of fire has been drastically reduced. And again, think back to what we said about the cost. Sure, this attack was just 5 drones, but intercepting 5 drones can cost millions of dollars for traditional air defense systems.
Millions of dollars versus?
Why would Saudi Arabia want to spend that much when it can take out the Shahids using interceptors that cost a tiny fraction of the amount that it would otherwise spend? It just doesn't make sound financial sense, no matter how much of Iran's drone infrastructure has been destroyed. While Shahids still fly, Ukraine's interceptors have value. And that value brings us right back to the leverage that we mentioned a few minutes ago. We also mentioned the very clear point that Zelensky made about supporting Ukraine's allies, which he backed up on March 17th when he revealed that Ukraine's drone experts were heading to the Middle East. And we are ready to offer similar deals to all our reliable partners, from practical cooperation on drones to future defense alliances. And I don't think anyone would want to leave Ukraine's war-proven strength and capability outside their security. If someone does, it wouldn't be wise, Zelensky declared. Translation: Ukraine sees an opportunity to prove itself useful to the very nations that could provide more support in its fight against Russia. Ukraine is trying to make the most of this opportunity. According to a March 18th Business Insider report, Ukraine has already told the US and its Middle Eastern partners that it can supply up to 1,000 interceptor drones per day to help them defend against Iran's Shahids. If
1,000 defenses per day with drones.
Additional investment is provided, Ukraine says it could provide even more. What this means is that Ukraine could turn its interceptor drones into a reliable source of income that it can then spend on developing or producing more weapons that it can use against Russia. Taking Sting as an example, if we assume the $1,000 figure quoted earlier is Ukraine's cost of production and $2,000 figure quoted by Reuters is the export price, 1,000 drones per day adds up to $2 million. If Ukraine can sign agreements to provide this many drones alone, disregarding the potential for ramping up, that's $730 million per year it could make from its cheap and effective interceptors. Ukraine could also go another route. On March 15th, Reuters reported that Zelensky has made it very clear that Ukraine isn't getting directly involved in Operation Epic Fury. For us today, both the technology and the funding are important, Zelensky declared. We've covered the funding, but what Zelensky is also hinting at is that he's willing to trade Ukrainian drones and expertise for more of the kinds of high-tech Western weapons that it's been using in its war with Russia. More air defense missiles to defend against Russia's ballistic missile strikes wouldn't go amiss for Ukraine. Essentially, anything that Ukraine can't produce itself but needs in its fight could be traded for interceptors and other types of drones. This is leverage for Ukraine. It's proof that a country that has proven the effectiveness of a strong unmanned systems strategy during the 4 brutal years of fighting against Russia, it's now at the point where it can start building on its expertise to solidify the long-term success of itself and its defense industry. There are 2 more angles for Ukraine here, one involving countries in the Middle East and another involving the US. The New York Times explains the latter in a March 9th piece where it points out that providing its interceptor drones to the US allows Ukraine to score some much-needed points with the Trump administration as it continues to try to broker peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. This is Ukraine basically telling the US, look, you can rely on us in your moment of need. That has to count for something when stacking Ukraine up against a country that is vehemently against the US and everything that the West stands for, despite what Putin claims. There are also other reports that Russia has provided intelligence and drone technology to Iran during Operation Epic Fury, which Ukraine could use to deliver another blow to Putin's goals of manipulating the US into supporting Russia and its...
How wild is that? So many details of teamwork happening and those types of things. And when is there going to be peace, honestly? That's the most important question.
Its maximalist demands. The message is simple: Ukraine helps the US, Russia tries to hurt it. Ukraine will be hoping that this message doesn't fall on deaf ears. As for the Middle East, Ukraine is doing a very good job of positioning itself as a vital partner to nations that might not have otherwise had defense-related dealings with Ukraine, were it not for Operation Epic Fury. The Arab Weekly says that Ukraine is positioning itself not just to sell weapons to Gulf nations, but to create dependencies that it can leverage into support from new partners that Putin never saw coming. These partnerships were already developing before the Iran conflict. Saudi Arabia delivered $400 million in aid to Ukraine back in 2023, and Qatar has been involved in the reuniting of over 100 Ukrainian and Russian children with their families during the war, as it served as something of a low-level mediator. But now Ukraine can use the same arguments with nations like these that it can use with the US. Ukraine has the weapons and is willing to help. Russia is providing intelligence and drones to Iran, which Iran is using to strike your territory. Which of these two sounds like the better partner? Oh, and by the way, here are more than 200 drone experts that Ukraine is sending to the Gulf states, even as it defends itself against Russia. Ukraine is making sacrifices to help, and that sort of thing will go a long way with Middle Eastern nations that are feeling like they've been dragged into a conflict that they didn't start.
So there you go. A war in Ukraine has helped Ukraine create some economy and help other countries defend themselves against other countries. Interesting.
For Iran, the news of Ukraine teaming up with the US and allies in the Middle East couldn't come at a worse time. Drones were Iran's trump card. Now they're being eradicated by interceptors that are cheap, combat-proven, and capable of being delivered in massive numbers. And it gets worse for Iran. Interceptors aren't the only futuristic technology that is stopping Shahids in their tracks. The US has lasers, and you can find out all about them if you watch our video. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to The Military Show for coverage of the latest Operation Epic Fury developments. And thank you for watching.
I want you to go in front of them.
Wild what's happening over there. But let's lighten it up a little bit. Let's see a video from Sal Volcano. These guys are hilarious. They always have some really cool jokes from Impractical Jokers.
Start taking a phone call, and when they say something, just throw money at the problem and continue with your phone call.
Block their game. I don't even know what you're gonna do. It doesn't matter what. Yes, dude. Yes.
Hey, we trying to bowl right here?
Oh, sorry about that, man.
Throw money, throw money.
Yo, hold on. Yo, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
Throw it.
I'm sorry about that.
What the you doing?
What's that? Hold on. I just gotta finish the call. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Take it. Just take it. Yeah, hello.
That corner over there, take that over there.
All right, listen to me. I'm sorry.
All right, and I'm glad this.
Now listen, this is weird.
Yeah.
I probably reacted a little too fast before.
Yeah, there you go.
Any way I can get the paper back?
Why? You gave it to us.
No, I know. Just because I probably reacted. I just needed because I'm not.
Now he's asking for it back. He's like, I'm not an Indian giver, but in this situation, please just give me back that money.
I'm not looking for any trouble. I demand no disrespect. I got my goon squad in lane 1.
Those are your guys over there?
Yeah. What the
What is actually going on? If you hit one of those pins, we'll give it back to you.
Hit one of those pins?
Yeah.
And you'll give me the money back?
Yeah.
Sal, pick up the ball, drop it, throw money at them and say, nah, and walk away. Either one.
Either one.
Nah, kid.
You're quitting.
Oh man, those guys are hilarious, man. Gotta see more of that content in Practical Jokers. They're funny, man. They're funny. Where are they now? What are they doing? What's the latest one? Oh, they made one March 21st and March 5th. All right, so they're still making stuff. They're on TBS.com, Amazon. All right, that's pretty cool.
Cool to become a professional skateboarder, and you think that that's going to work. And I'm like,
wow, dude. Did you see that air? That little hand transition there?
I know it's going to work because I don't have a plan B.
His first check, he went and bought a brand new Audi, drove it to school and waited for the guidance counselor to come out. And the guidance counselor was impressed, but not that impressed. So a year later, Dan bought a Ferrari and drove to the school and waited outside until the guidance counselor came out. And then the guidance counselor apologized to him.
It was a big check. I mean, like my yearly salary. And he bought a Media 100 editing machine, which I thought was, what? We stepped out and said, you know what, we have to trust what Bam is doing because he obviously knows what to do and how to get there and what.
What was he editing on? A Media 1000? There you go, man. Editing on tape. Back in the day, man. Bam Margera.
And how to get there and what people want to see. So I'm stepping back.
5% is not enough.
So wild, man. Those guys did some wild things. The negotiation skills of Mark Cuban is awesome. What's going on with my camera, dude? Camera problems again, dude? Let me just try to fix this thing right now. Come on, camera, what are you doing?
Israel has Satan's star on their flag. David never had a star. That star is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible, but it is attributed to the book of Acts 7:43 and prophet Amos 5:26.
Brian Adams and 2Z, thank you for joining in on the chat. I did not know that, man. That is so wild. So wild. So wild. The star is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible, but is attributed to the book of Acts 7:43. Yeah, that's wild, man. Just trying to get my camera to start working over here. Man, I think I need to get create a new source over here. All right, I'll let this roll.
Israelis are not the biblical Israelites. John 8:44 describes their God, Satan.
Oh my God, is that true? So wild. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to disconnect. All right, we'll let Mark Cuban roll a
No.
little bit.
Can you do 6%? No. What do you want? Okay, guys, here's my offer. I'm going to give you $2 million. You only asked for one. I'm going to give you $2 million. $1 million of that is going to be for 7% equity. The other $1 million is going to be a loan at 3% interest, but I get an additional 3% of stock as advisory shares or straight up equity. But if you don't use the loan, you don't have to give me the 3% equity for that loan.
there.
So in total, if you use all the capital, it's $2 million for 10%.
Do you have a little bit of flexibility? We really want to work with you. You can help us grow this. It can be awesome, a major global success. Do you have a little bit
He's being flexible there. You don't have to take the $1 million loan.
of flexibility?
That was my flexibility.
It's a great offer, Mark. We love it.
You came in asking for $1 million, and now you have access to $2 million. You got a deal.
Deal,
yes, sir.
right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, that was cool. The state seized his 200-acre apple orchard through eminent domain for a public park. They paid him $600,000
for eminent domain for a public park. This is so wild. So wild.
for land worth $1.5 million. 3 years later, it's a private country club.
They said the community needed green space, a public park for families. I believed them. Now there's an $80,000 membership fee and a gate with security guards. My family grew apples there for 5 generations. 200 acres of heritage orchards. They paid me $600,000. The land was worth $1.5 million.
They got a deal. They got a deal. They paid him $600,000, and the land is worth $1.5 million.
I took the loss for the community. 3 years later, Riverside Country Club opens. Private, exclusive, 18-hole championship golf course. Not one bench for the public. Not one playground.
Your Honor, the state acquired the property through lawful eminent domain in 2021.
The recreational facility provides public benefit through tax revenue and economic development. The state partnered with private developers to create a sustainable revenue model. The project generates significant tax income for public services.
Ms. Harper, you took his orchard for a public park. It's a private golf course with $80,000 membership fees. How is that public use?
Well, it provides economic benefit to the community, Your Honor.
It provides economic benefit to the community. To a private citizen, what are you talking about?
Economic benefit? You claimed families needed green space to justify seizing his land. Now only millionaires can access it. That's not public use. That's private profit. Eminent domain requires genuine public access. A country club where membership costs more than most people's annual salary is not public use. The state will pay Mr. Morrison $1.5 million for actual property value, plus $900,000 for the golf course development profits, plus $300,000 in punitive damages. Total, $2.7 million. You lied about building a public park to steal his orchard at discount prices, then built a private country club. That's not eminent domain. That's fraud and theft.
So he found the alcohol things you left on the boat earlier?
Yeah, if you ever... Teen tries blaming dad for alcohol. Wow.
I just wanted to call, he wanted me to call you to confirm that it was yours.
Who on the boat here is over 21?
Who on the boat here is over 21? Nobody.
Okay.
And my dad was on the boat before us. So
No.
I swear to God, man, if you want, I could call him right now.
I highly doubt your dad was on this boat leaving empty alcohol cans. What are those beers empty or are those full?
Those are full, but
okay.
They're for my dad. I'm not drinking.
And what about all these containers right here,
Everything
these barefoot?
else in here is for my dad except for the chips.
Everything's from your dad?
Everything's from my dad.
Okay, we want to talk to your dad and we want to let him know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just let him know what happened. Hello? So he found the alcohol things you left on the boat earlier. He wanted me to call you to confirm that it was yours.
No, give me the phone.
See how he set that up?
Dude, I forgot to clean that shit up. You didn't give me time to clean anything up before you left.
I caught what you did as soon as you're on the phone. You let your dad, hey, I tried to tell them that you forgot the alcohol. We all know that's not what happened, okay? Just don't insult our intelligence.
Yeah, do not insult the authorities' intelligence, otherwise bad things can happen.
All right.
Shaquille O'Neal once talked big, saying he would make Dennis Rodman leave the court on a stretcher.
It's so wild seeing this because Dennis Rodman seems like a cool guy, and Shaq is definitely a cool guy from all the things I've seen and how many people he helps outside of the court. It's wild to see how aggressive and competitive he was while he was playing.
The 1996 Eastern Conference semifinals between the Bulls and the Magic were full of tension. After losing to the Magic in '95, the entire Bulls team was determined to get revenge. But because of Rodman's presence, what should have been an evenly matched revenge battle turned into a one-sided massacre by the Bulls. At first, Longley guarded O'Neal, and Shaq scored as easily as drinking water. But once Rodman switched onto him, everything...
Look at that leg grab right there. He's grabbing his leg.
changed. Rodman used his elite lower body strength to hold his ground against O'Neal, and with his endless stamina, he wrapped O'Neal up like a vice. From that moment on, O'Neal could no longer receive the ball comfortably. Whenever Shaq happened to get a scoring opportunity, Rodman would simply grab him and force him to the one place he hated most, the free throw line.
Yeah, Shaq was famously known for not being able to hit any free throws.
Throughout the entire series, Rodman completely dominated the boards, averaging 15.8 rebounds per game, overwhelming O'Neal, who averaged only 10.8. In this series, Rodman crushed Shaq, physically and mentally.
Yeah, Rodman, man, he was a cowboy. And he actually joined the Bulls and I think didn't like Pippen at first, and people were kind of arguing about that type of stuff. But then he started to protect Pippen, which is like so wild. At first he was fighting Scottie Pippen, then he started protecting him.
You can literally never lose if you bribe somebody.
How much?
This is hilarious.
Pay you to be here. No, just that, bro. $300. I'll give you $600, and you gotta just make it. My food is way better.
There's a Maillard reaction, which actually creates.
All right, so what's happening is Togi and Sarah, they're doing a cook-off, who can create better food. And then I guess Togi drove this dude here, which is like a chef, and I guess the person that's gonna judge both of the dishes. And then Sarah didn't pay him anything, and he's like, well, how much do you want? He's like, $300. He's like, I'll double that. I'll pay you $600. Just make sure that you say my food's way better than hers.
Creates that orange crust. Cheese and butter just soak up all the fat. It's like as if he was playing the violin while cooking.
It's as if he was playing the violin while cooking. Look at her face.
Your kids are gonna be so disappointed.
He's acting like he's gonna throw up.
Way too much salt in the ground beef. This is just way better.
Thank you, chef.
Hilarious, dude, destroying a nice camera. We go Rashford. So this defender is injured, obviously, and Rashford is just like looking at him like, what's going on, man? What's going on? So he stops the play, man. That's cool. That's very cool. We got this guy, kick of the game, meeting all the stars from Barcelona and Real Madrid. Incredible. We got Ramos. Slide tackle. And now he's laughing. Got Mbappe over here. So someone was injured, but I guess he passed Mbappe there. Is that what happened? Yeah, so he's injured. Mbappe doesn't know what's going on, I guess. So this guy right here. Stop the game, makes sense. All right. So but Mbappe is actually looking at the ball. Not really looking at the defender. He sees his pass, he just goes for it. And then he kicks out of bounds. Cool, man. Good sportsmanship right there.
So what's going on today? I was just about to back up and I looked over and there's a cart sitting right next to my door now, so I can't back up. I turn around and I look around and she's parked right next to me. Her car door is closing at that time, so I assume that she left her cart there. So I roll my window down and I go, did you just leave your cart like right next to my car so I can't back out? She goes, yeah. And I was like, what the f is wrong with you? She backs up, I back up in front of her, and then she gets out of her car, comes to my driver's side. She starts throwing her finger in my face, so I knew she was about to get hands. She grabbed me by the hair after that and started
what?
Me, and it's on video.
Chick got out of her car, grabs him by the hair, starts punching him in the face over a grocery cart.
This is just from a bystander? Yep.
So I have a 4-year-old in the car. You don't keep blocking nobody in. I get out my car and I go to yellow. He laughing, doing all this, so I'm doing all this.
She's lying. She's unclear.
So then after that, he followed me to my car. He in the window. You too close to my son. My son in his car. You don't even know what I got going on. I'm right there because.
So hey, I'm gonna stop you right. Can you hand the kid off to? Is she with you?
Yeah.
So right now you're gonna be placed under arrest for aggravated battery.
Why did you walk me in? Like
doesn't matter. You know he white. You know they gonna get away.
Oh, she's pulling out the race card.
A good wife is.
Judge Frank Caprio. This guy's so cool. He's got so many awesome viral clips, man. This guy's like just legendary.
Excuse me. Good wife is being a good family man, good family person, and having good friends. That's all there is to life. You know, everyone who thinks that they're better than someone else or because of their wealth, that they have special privileges. No, we're all in the same boat here together.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. The most important thing is family, friends, and a good community, honestly. That's what we're doing here. So if you like this stuff, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, because we're going live every single day of 2026.
Yo, Neil. So this gentleman's from Lamborghini, Las Vegas. He sounds.
So this is Steve Will Do It on the right side. He actually got banned on YouTube, and he was warned a few times. He was like, hey, everyone's telling him, do not upload that video, otherwise you will get banned. And then Cowboy Steve Will Do It doesn't care, man. He just goes for it, and he gets banned, and then finally he gets back on YouTube.
Oh, he found.
So if you want to go check out some of his contents, Steve Will Do It.
10 grand in my Lambo in Vegas and returned it.
Nice
so,
man. Good
so
man.
we're getting him that green Rolex.
Okay. You know what this is?
So we found 10 grand in Steve Will Do It's Lambo in Las Vegas. And it looks like Steve Will Do It's going to buy him a Rolex because of that good deed. So just remember, there's good people out there, and keep on doing those good deeds.
Just call it a Hulk. Hulk, yeah. That's the watch. So Submariner, it's one of the most popular, bro. It's discontinued now. And a lot of people want it, but they can't get it. They don't make it anymore.
Wow.
They're valued at like $20,000 in the street today.
Valued at $20,000, so he's getting a $20,000 watch for returning $10,000. How wild is that? And how good does that look for Lamborghini of Las Vegas because of hiring incredible employees like that? That's so cool. This is like what should be shown, and they should have this story on the news, honestly, about good people on earth. Tell me the reason there's not stories like this on the news.
Oh,
damn. Come on.
Man.
He might be the smartest athlete I've ever seen.
And this lady here, she's running, and she's running much slower than everybody else. She's a veteran. She's experienced. She knows what's going on. So she heard before the run, everyone's going to qualify. This is just like a test run. So
Seen. In the 2024 Olympic trials, Nia Ali was running in the 100-meter hurdles to qualify for the semifinals. But Ali came up slow, and a lot of people, including one of the commentators, may have thought that she might have gotten injured.
Oh no, this must mean she's injured.
But she was actually just thinking ahead. See, Ali was 35 years old, and at this point, she had plenty of experience in this event. She'd been through the highs of championship wins and the lows of early exits. She knew what it meant to push too hard, too soon. She also knew how unforgiving the track could be to those who didn't respect their limits.
yeah, make sure you always stretch and warm up your muscles before you do anything strenuous, any physical strenuous activities. Super important.
So she had learned time and time again to not tire herself out or risk injury in the early rounds.
And you see, she's not letting her ego destroy her. She's cruising there.
She kept her composure while others sprinted at full speed. There was no panic, no rush, just control. That kind of patience isn't easy to come by, especially on a stage where every second is judged. When she found out that everyone in the race would move on to the next round regardless of what they placed in the race, she decided to take it easy and safe, coming 8 seconds slower.
He took the corner without anyone noticing.
You see that little touch? He touched it twice.
Look closely. The player.
Where's that at? He's looking at the ref. He's like, hey ref, you see this? You see this? I just touched this. So make sure the ball is live.
Player placed the ball for the corner, then turned toward the assistant referee. But in that exact moment he gave the ball a slight touch, and just like that the ball was in play. His teammate moved closer with a defender marking him, as if he was about
Look, he's telling him, he's probably like, the ball's live, the ball's
to take the corner instead. They exchanged looks, and that was the signal. The second player pretended to get ready, then suddenly burst forward with the ball. The defense was completely confused. A cross came in, the ball was cleared, then it came back to him. He shot and scored. In another moment, when the player touched the ball 3 times and left it next to the
This one's a little weird. I don't understand this, because when he touches it that much, like, when is it supposed to be live? Like that. This one I don't really agree with. I think this is one of the Red Bull teams.
corner flag. It looked like he was only adjusting its position. Then his teammate stepped in to take the corner. But
maybe New York Red Bulls looks like MLS.
This is where everything started to feel strange. He bent down as if fixing his socks and spoke to the assistant referee, as if there was a problem. Everyone relaxed because they thought the play had not started yet.
The referee seemed like he was in on it, and he didn't even want to look at him.
Then suddenly he began dribbling near the box, and before the opposing team could understand what was happening, he delivered a perfect cross that his teammate finished easily. It turned out that when he went to take the corner, he asked the assistant referee if he could move the ball, and since his teammate had already touched it, the ball was in play. So the referee told him to go ahead, and just like that, a simple trick turned into a brilliant goal.
I'm gonna ask you a very simple.
Smart. That's smart. Mark Cuban, he's an interesting guy. What do you guys think in the chat about Mark Cuban? But he's got some really cool ideas.
Question. I'm going to go for the close. If I offer you $90,000 for 40% of your company, right now, will you say yes?
What are you guys gonna say? Yes, no? $90,000 for how much? 40%?
Right now, will you say yes? Right now, will you say yes?
Is that the
$1,000 for 40% of your company? Right now, will you say yes?
Is that the only offer on the table?
That's not what I asked.
That's what
90,000 for 40%. It's a big percentage, man.
he's asking you for. Why wouldn't he do the deal? Barbara, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
I think you should stick with what you're doing. It's too much too fast. I'm out.
Thank you. Mr. Cuban, what do we need to do right now to ink a deal?
I want it to sink in on you very, very hard. You had a chance to close, didn't you? And instead, you diverted all your attention. You about taught all of America one of the biggest mistakes salespeople make. When they have a deal in front of them, you should just shut up and take the deal.
What do you guys do? Are you guys gonna shut up and take the deal, or are you gonna? What are you guys gonna do? Let me see.
Instead of keep on selling.
Do you think it can work? And would you want to see a net increase of 30 to 50% in your company?
Again, what was my question to you? Of course I liked the deal. Of course I liked the opportunity, which is why I offered you a chance to close it. The problem is, you basically took the whole thing for granted. Yeah.
I didn't take it for granted, not one bit.
You blew it. You had the deal. It was in your hand. I was ready to close.
It still is, Mark.
I'm not giving you an objection.
He's telling him it still is. It's still the deal is still on the table.
And asking for a reply. I'm just telling you that I'm out.
This was not a fight. It was a...
All right, here we got Muhammad Ali just getting inappropriately fouled, man.
live criminal case on television, the dirtiest fight of Muhammad Ali's career. His opponent was hitting him everywhere except where the rules allowed. These were rabbit punches to the back of the head. But what
rabbit punches to the back of the head, so dangerous.
is truly shocking is the number of them. Not 5, not even 10. In this fight, Ali took 178 shots to the back of the head.
178 shots. What's this referee doing, man? Honestly, just some of these referees that are reffing these fights, man. Just so disappointing. So disappointing.
Meet Chuck Wepner, a fighter with more than 50 professional bouts, known for his unreal toughness. And it was after this fight that Sylvester Stallone used him as the inspiration for Rocky, which means Ali was facing a man who was almost impossible to
He was used for the inspiration of Rocky. All right.
break. The fight took place on March 24th, 1975. Muhammad Ali was defending his world title, and for Chuck Wepner, this was a chance to shock the world and become a new legend. Now here is the most interesting part. Wepner understood perfectly well that Ali was far superior in speed and accuracy, so he chose an extremely dirty strategy to wear him down mentally. A rabbit punch is an illegal blow to the back of the head. The name comes from an old hunting method where a rabbit was killed with a strike to the back of the skull, and that is exactly the kind of punch Wepner kept throwing all night. At first, Ali reacted emotionally. He looked at the referee and demanded that the madness be stopped, but got nothing in return. Complete silence. Total indifference. The referee acted as if nothing was happening. He did not even react when Wepner kicked Ali, but that was not all.
It's so bad, honestly, too, because you see that it's wrong, and you're like, is there a reason someone's not stopping this? Like, they need to stop this. This is not cool. Like, you're a referee, man. Do your job.
Wepner constantly stepped on Ali's lead foot, shoved him, tied him up in the clinch, and did everything he could to
It seemed like the referee got angry at Ali there. Watch the referee.
clinch and did everything he could to throw him off balance.
Referee is on this other dude's side.
In one moment, Ali goes down. There was nothing close to a real knockdown there. It was a clear shove while stepping on his foot. And what does the
So he tripped him, stepped on his foot, and pushed him. It's not knocked.
The referee do? He starts counting. At that point, it was no longer boxing. It was pure absurdity. But we are talking about the greatest of all time. Ali was an incredibly intelligent boxer. He understood exactly what was happening. They were trying to make him angry, force him to waste energy too early, and then finish him. But Ali stayed remarkably calm. He did not explode too soon. He answered with sharp, measured combinations and insane accuracy. Then came the shift. Starting in the 14th round, Ali turned the pace all the way up. Just look at this masterpiece. A heavyweight in the late rounds throwing with that kind of speed is almost impossible to believe. Incredible footwork, timing, technique, a one-of-a-kind fighter who was far ahead of his time. In the 15th round, Ali fired another combination and finished it with a precise cross straight to the chin. And despite all of Wepner's legendary toughness, he went down. And for the first time in his career, he was stopped by knockout.
I noticed. It's so wild how things change, you know, like everyone was thinking, oh man, these boxers are like incredible, and then MMA comes around, and you know, when a boxer goes against an MMA person, yeah, it's dangerous for the MMA person while it's on the feet, but once it goes to the ground, it's dangerous for the boxer. So important to be well-rounded in all the things you do.
You have armpit hair. Okay.
She's happy about that. She's like, yeah, I got some armpit hair.
Does
I do.
it? But I was curious, has that ever been an issue with?
No one I've ever been with has expressed.
Can we see it, by the way?
That's wild. That's actually, I'm not mad at that. I kind of like that naturalness. Ladies need to bring back armpit hair. That's pretty awesome. It's like cute, it's artistic, it's a little patchy. Like, yeah, it's not bad at all.
Wow. No one I've been.
She's like, yeah, all right. That's cool.
With has ever expressed any frustration with it, and sometimes I'll get curious and I'll ask and be like,
Have you
does
always
this
had
bother
it?
you?
Like, or how long have you had it? Like
you
that?
know what? I did shave my armpits for a little bit. Like,
what made you?
Yeah, well, I
want to?
started shaving them because that's what my mom told me
Right,
I was to
society
do.
does, yeah.
And then I was like sick of it.
Do you shave your legs?
I do because I like how it feels when my legs are shaved. I don't
Right.
like how it feels when my armpits are shaved.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's cool. Ladies, grow your armpit hairs out.
That's really all there is to it, yeah.
So wild. Oh, is that it for, yeah, I guess that is for that one. Where did this one go? Okay, let me pull this up from one side. Just got to show you how stupid some people are. This is like incredible. World's dumbest criminal.
Throwing a gun off of a bridge. That's the crime scene tape they put up.
So she throws a gun off the bridge, but
Look
records
at
it.
It's probably gonna be a little bit further out than where we're at right now.
Literally probably right here, bro.
Yo, look at this. We got a gun. Oh no, we lost half of it. Just the wrong gun. You got it? Oh no, it's a hammer. I bet you that was the perfect weight.
Oh,
though.
dude, it felt just like it. It's because like it lifted up like just like how a gun would.
I got something that feels like it's about the right weight. It's about the right spot. Oh, is that it? Oh, wait.
No, that's the nail gun.
Oh, it's a nail gun. Dang it, man. Oh my gosh. It's the other piece to the nail gun.
Dude, it came up.
Oh,
just
that
like,
is the
oh my
perfect
gosh.
spot, dude. I thought it was.
All right.
All right, well, that's literally right where that should be. I don't know where that snake just came from. There's a snake. He just came up from the bottom of the water. Oh my gosh. I'm about to scuba dive in that if I don't find it with a magnet. Oh my goodness. Hey, we got Captain Ox helping us out. Look at, we got him throwing the magnet.
Got a drill bit.
What is that, a drill bit?
Yep.
Hey, first magnet fishing find. Little drill bit.
What do you guys think? You think they're gonna find the gun she threw over?
Oh, there we go. Looks like we got ourselves a little piece of a bungee cord on that throw. All right, we're getting closer, man. Okay, well, we're getting a couple little things. It looks like I got some sort of, I was thinking a drill bit, but I don't really know exactly what that is. But we got it. All right, we'll throw it in the bucket. Keep on tossing here. I think we got a little piece of the bridge. Yeah, when they were building the bridge, we got a little piece of the bridge right there. All right, we'll throw it in the bucket. We're actually getting some other finds, which I'm pretty surprised because this bridge is so freaking long that we're finding other stuff. How you guys doing? Good.
All right, looks like water police.
There we go. We got something coming up. What do we got? We got, not it. It's some big old piece of metal right there. All right, we'll take it. Not the gun. All right, here we go. We got ourselves a little big old like can top right there. Getting a little something. We're about, which way do you think I should throw gun? Because we're about right in line. Just throw towards that tree.
Just throw straight at that tree, bro.
Like that.
Yeah.
He sounds kind of angry, dude. He's like, just throw it straight at that tree, bro.
Yeah.
I got
killed in Texas and they threw his body off this bridge.
Off this bridge?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That is wild. Man.
Yeah, he was visiting a prostitute. And
I got it.
Oh, we got it! Oh!
hold on.
Oh!
Put it in the water, please.
Put it in the water, please.
Oh my gosh!
Hey.
Yeah, because you never know, man. That gun could have some bullets in there, you know, touching the wrong spot. Don't want your fingerprints on it.
Oh, oh my gosh! Hold it. Oh my goodness! Dude, Ox, let's go, Ox! All right, yeah, we got it.
I think that was his first time magnet fishing too.
There we go. There it is. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Seen it.
I'm gonna go to the top of a bridge and I'm gonna throw a gun off to get rid of evidence, but I'm gonna record myself throwing it off the bridge.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta make fun of her. She's an idiot. That's funny. Alright, this is probably Nazaré, but this is so wild, dude. So wild. Every surfer's nightmare. So he tries to slice through that green door, that back door, and try to get away from this wave. And what you want to do is kind of just like, usually on smaller waves, you know, like 4 foot, 5, 6, 7 foot waves, whatever, 8 foot, you can sometimes, depending on like the size of the wave, obviously not like Chopu or whatever, but like a decent wave, you can kind of get out the back door just by like diving in and like going against the wave. But here, with how big this wave is, there's absolutely no way. You see him at the top of this wave right here, this little yellow circle. And this is the worst feeling in the world, when you're trying to get out and you're going over the falls and you just, right around here, you want to take the biggest amount of air because you don't know how long that hold down is going to be. Oh my gosh. So he's just like swimming. He's like, no, bro, he's not giving up because he's like, this is too wild. And he's going down the falls.
Meu Deus do céu.
All right, so he had like a 15-second hold, which is not much, but when you're like exhausted and you're breathing heavy, like you need to breathe every few seconds, you know? Like imagine you're sprinting and then you have to hold your breath for like 15 seconds, you know? It doesn't seem like a long time, but it's a long time. But he's back. He can you know, breathe the air again. And the only reason he wasn't held down that long is because he has CO2 cartridges like a vest, and whenever you're like gonna get demolished by the wave, you like pull it and then it puffs these airs, so it's like a life jacket essentially in a vest, and it brings you up to surface. Because whenever you're down in that water, it's moving you around left, right, up and down. It's like a washing machine. You don't know which way's up, which way's down, and so that actually like pulls you up. And that jet ski's like, no, I'm not gonna pick you up, dude. That whitewash is too heavy. This is probably the audio from like a GoPro that he has attached to him. Yeah, and you see him, he jumps up and then he goes down, and when he jumps up, he gets a lot of air, and then that momentum carries him down even lower, because the lower you are from that whitewash, the less turbulence you're gonna experience.
Oh, I see. Oh, further to the left.
I was in Nazareth when it was like 40 feet or something like that. It wasn't like a 100-foot day, but it was like big enough. And just like hearing it and seeing everything, it was so wild. Mr. Lyrical 90, yo, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining in on the chat. Everything is good, man. What's new with you? How are you? Such a dangerous sport, this big wave surfing, those people are there just so
Give my money. Give my money. Hey, give my money, motherfucker. Hey, yo, bro. This shit's fake, man.
Alright, so this couple has like a few of these monkeys. They're called spider monkeys.
Better hang on, Esther. Hang on.
Going off-roading with a spider monkey. Look at its tail. Its tail like grabs all the shit. It's like You're cool. You remind me of Howard Stern. Your stream should have a wider audience. I rock with you with respect. Thank you, Mr. El Riaco 90. Thank you for joining in on the chat, man. Awesome, buddy. Yeah, if you want, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share with some of your friends, man, because it helps. Every like, every subscription, every share, it all helps. Thank y'all so much, man.
Keep going, kid.
It's like leaning on top of the little mini Jeep, you know? It's like surfing air. He's got another monkey on his back. That tail is like longer than his feet, actually. That's pretty wild. And it makes it like a backwards H, the way it's on the hood.
He says, I wanted to go again. Come back on, man. Rooster, what's the matter? Nobody's making you stay on. Oh, you funny boys.
What do you guys think? Would you guys live with a monkey in your house? Like, it's pretty wild, right? I don't know. I think it's cool, but it's like dangerous, man. So many women have been injured, and people have been injured with like living with monkeys. So it's kind of wild, man.
You silly boy.
All right, I put text to speech in the chat. So if you guys text anything in the chat, it'll show up live.
Whoop somebody with me.
Diapers?
Oh my gosh, dude, it is! Oh my gosh!
That's wild, dude. That's so wild.
Better hang on, Esther.
rules that you need to follow while flying. These flights are against the law and got me in trouble, so today I'm going to explain all of the rules that you need to follow while flying. Most people don't realize that flying car laws already exist and the consequences are huge if you don't follow them. From dodging power lines and red lights to flying in big cities for
I'd worry the monkey would slap fire out of me in the morning, wake me up, laugh aloud.
For the Spider-Man movie, I learned all of this the hard way and almost lost everything. Today I break down exactly what happened and explain 7 simple rules to keep you out of trouble. Then we test these rules and set up a flight in one of the hardest places to fly. If anything else goes wrong, they can shut us down for good. This is the first video of me flying that ever hit the internet, and it broke it. Within 3 days, the government tracked me down and said,
"You violated federal regulations."
I had secretly been developing the sky.
One thing that makes me think about this is, like, you know, you have the flying drones and people can stand on the drones and fly around. And rules and regulations are, you know, like happening because, you know, there's peace in this country. But imagine trying to like create rules and regulations in like Ukraine or one of those places. Like, no, dude, there's no rules or regulations. People are just trying to survive, man.
I served for aircraft for 10 years, but I didn't realize that the air belongs to the government in the United States, and if you're flying, that means you're on their property. So no matter where you are, you have to do whatever they say. That's because I designed the Sky Surfer aircraft into the ultralight vehicle category, which they already have laws for. I've been stopping at red lights my whole life, but now it's literally against the law. When I did that, I technically landed an aircraft on the road, which is only allowed for emergency situations. Knowing that, I decided to fly to lunch the next day and thought that all I need to do is make sure I don't touch the road and I'll be good. That's when I quickly started to realize that the government polices the air more than they do the ground. The plan was simple. It'll take 19 minutes to fly there and back, but I only have 20 minutes of flight time, so no detours. This was my first time flying way up in the sky with...
Oh, have I seen that YouTuber that gets stung by dangerous insects? I can't remember his name though, but it's wild. Yeah, is he like a Spanish looking dude that wears like a cowboy hat? I think I've seen some of that. If you want, you could send me a video and I'll look it up.
Total freedom. No roads, no red lights, just open air. It felt incredible. Until I got another phone call. After that, they tracked me down and said,
"Your aircraft does not have a way to land in an emergency, and for that reason, you are never allowed to fly over power lines."
Now, in an emergency, I don't just fall out of the sky.
What are your thoughts on vans? You like those old school vans? Oh, that's wild. I'm getting some of the chats here, but they're not all being collected. I want to make sure. Let me try to, if I put a two, no, nothing red. Trying once.
Haha, that's hilarious.
Okay.
Exclamation point, trying once.
Yeah, so if you write like exclamation point and then write your message, then it's talk to speech. So there you go.
Haha, that's hilarious.
This dude, or text to speech, what do you mean talk to speech? Extremely old, supercharged wheelie van. Oh, what's my
exclamation point, trying once.
I have no idea why it's repeating that, but alright.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude, what the hell are you doing up there? Hey, did you feel the bottom out?
850 horsepower supercharged Ford van. with Brad DeBerti and his dad is a recipe for ridiculous fun. Van life, American muscle. All right, here are these
First of all, they're
monkeys. So they have these monkeys in the cage, I guess, during the night, and then they let them out to, roam around.
out to come play in the trees. Next off, they're getting a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Y'all doing good today.
And then the next video will be us showing y'all how, for those that haven't seen, us showing you how we get them back up once we're ready to go back in. Here, Bunny. Here, Bunny. Bunny. Bunny, I got yours. Here. Here. Hey, just give Bella hers. Where's Bear? Here, Bear. Bear. There, Froggy. Go get yours from Daddy. There's them two knuckleheads with theirs.
Where's my rooster go?
There's Froggy with his. Did Kiki come out? No, you'll have to go down there and unlock her door. There's Cricket with hers.
Look who got left outside and didn't know it. Oh, mushy.
We'll put her back up real quick.
Mushy.
There's Birdie with hers.
Where did Rooster?
That's Cricket.
There he comes.
Cricket.
He had seen something down there.
You better come get your sandwich, Rooster.
Oh.
There you go, buddy.
Run and hide with it.
Nobody's gonna take it. Look out, Birdie. She'll get it. Okay, Cricket, are you hiding from everybody so they don't get yours?
Add in before
See,
your
Yummy?
message for it to be read aloud on the live stream.
Here's Cooper Flag
Add
with
in
it.
before your message for
LaMelo's
it to
ball
be
to
read
defender.
aloud on the
Cooper
live
trying to take him
stream.
up.
Okay, I don't know why it's repeating twice. I gotta fix that. I have no idea. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyone trying to learn how to do a handstand push-up? This is the correct technique. Or a good technique, rather.
How to handstand push-up as a beginner? This is exactly how I do it. I would not start with handstands. I start with press-based drills because pressing teaches you how to manage your body, not just balance it. I'd begin with crow pose because it's one of the best ways to learn how to rebalance from the fingers without fear. At the same time, I would work towards headstand because it teaches hip awareness and how to move your center of mass with control. Once those felt comfortable, I would add in forearm stands. This teaches you how to rebalance from the shoulders, which becomes essential to both handstands and handstand push-ups. From there, I would split my handstand push-up specific training into two parts, the top and the bottom. For the top portion, I would use planche leans. They teach you how to lean forward and control shoulder position, similar to what you feel in the forearm stand. Over time, I would start bending my elbows slightly and popping right back up, gradually increasing depth as strength and control improves. For the bottom portion, I would work from the ground up, starting with pike push-ups, gradually lean forward more and more and bring your feet closer together, and as the weight shifts correctly, your feet will float in the air. Finally, I would connect everything. Crow, lean forward as if you want to get into headstand, bring your knees up to bent arm stand, extend knees, and push into handstand, planche lean, bend elbows, open shoulders, press back up. It's not just up and down, it's a complex move, but it's broken down
It
into
was at
very
this
simple
moment he knew
pieces.
he FDR.
One important thing to understand, this is coordination training, not pure strength training. Throughout the entire process, I would still train strength through full range of motion and mobility separately. Stronger shoulders, a more stable core, hip and leg flexibility drastically reduced the effort level of every attempt.
Very cool, very cool.
Remember this?
I don't really understand what the story is with this one, but let me pull up the, oh, it's not there. Good morning. Don't forget this happened. Ripple. Maybe you guys can expand on this and kind of keep me up to date with what's happening over here, but it's an interesting one.
Tech company called Ripple.
Okay. So the conspiracy theories surrounding Ripple XRP generally revolve around the idea that it is not just a cryptocurrency, but a tool engineered by global elites, central banks, and government agencies to act as the future backbone of a centralized one world digital financial system. And that is absolutely what people do not want. Majority of people, because once that happens, if that happens, it's not good. You can say goodbye to every single one of your freedoms. It's often linked to the Great Reset theory. Okay. I'm sorry.
$1 million.
$4 million on behalf of Ripple. Dude, there's got to be some type of something happening behind the scenes with this gift.
Giant check and do the big giant check thing.
I don't trust Ellen. I have heard stories she treats her guests like trash.
I don't trust Ellen. I heard stories she treats her guests like trash. I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that she's all sweet and everything on her show, and then outside of her show, she's just so mean to her staff and guests and random people. Yeah, that's not cool, man.
For it into.
I think that's a double entendre. I'd like to push it real good, as in I'd like to advertise it really good, and I'd like to push the button. What do you think, chat? What's happening over here?
Bingo.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Time will definitely tell what's going to happen with all these things. That's for sure. Yeah. What's my frame like over here? Okay. What are you guys' thoughts on Piers Morgan? Honestly, he's for me, he's one of those guys that's kind of a rage baiter himself, kind of annoying, kind of rude. But here it says, Piers Morgan rage quits after being asked about connection to E Island Man and his wife. I don't agree with you going to E Island and having freak off with G Maxwell. All right. Let's see what's happening over here, man. Let's see.
But I'm curious why you don't think disowning a child for being gay is homophobic.
What I do with my children is up to me. What I do with my children is up to me.
Of course.
Okay?
Of course.
I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring it up because this is about misogyny and everything like this.
Harrison, Harrison,
okay, I don't agree with that, sir.
Just to be clear,
freak-offs on the island.
Yes, nor do I. And as is a
Are you sure?
fact,
Are you sure?
Do you want to keep doing this? You'll make yourself look very stupid.
Are you sure, Piers?
That I've never been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. I'm 100% positive. I never met the man. Never went to his island and met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch. If you've got any supplementary
mentioned a lot of times.
No
mentioned
problem.
a lot of times in there, sir.
I have no problem. You're not. I don't think. If I say this very respectfully, I don't think you're very well informed about things like that, or you wouldn't go there because it's.
Why are you in the files?
Why don't you check the 27 references to me in the files?
Why are you in the files, sir? Very close to these types of people.
Go and check. And all your files.
Oh my God! Watch this. Yes, Piers Morgan. He is a div, but the TikToker is a douche. Yeah. What do you mean by Piers Morgan is a div? Oh, maybe that V needs to be turned around, or a diva? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know this TikToker, so yeah, I think you're hitting it right on the dot over here, though.
Followers, you can. The great thing about the Epstein files.
I'm just curious why I'm getting like double with the sounds.
You can put somebody's name in, and you can
like
see
to compare me to Tate and Myron and everyone else. So,
Harrison,
because my name is close to them in the manosphere. But if I compare you to Epstein and Maxwell, you have a clear problem with it.
No problem.
They're arguing, man. They don't have respect for each other. I guess it's that time limit that they have to do everything so fast.
You compare me to Myron and all the others in this homophobic, misogynistic, whatever world. I'm comparing you to Epstein then, because you're in his files.
Harrison.
Exactly.
You're making yourself look an even bigger idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who is cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that shagged your wife while you are on holiday. Okay? We can all have a push and a shove, sir. Let's go back to
That's really inappropriate. That's really not cool, man. Let's just do
talking about the documentary and less of the homophobia.
Do you know what? Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a fucking idiot. I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are. You're a little half-wit, and you'll make your little followers
don't get rattled.
Have a little laugh
don't get
and everything
rattled.
else. But I don't see any point wasting. There's no point me wasting my time talking to you. Is there? What's the point?
Exactly. No. Do you know what? Let's chill it down then, because what I just said. There's 50 more things that we can have a stupid back and forth and try and one up each other.
I don't
just
care
talk
about
to
your
me
silly
normally.
Insults.
Talk to me normally. Talk to me normally.
I don't care about your silly insults.
But what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? What I said is facts. I have a picture of it. I can flip it around and show you right now.
I couldn't care less about your silly little insults. It's like a 2-year-old. Why would I care?
A 2-year-old? A 2-year-old? Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
all right,
who's this? Applications are open.
All right, let's just...
What in the world? What's going on over here? What does this dude have? Applications are open? Pool boy? Oh, that's her Instagram. What's going on over here? All right. You know, something's about to happen when the dude pulls out his phone and he starts showing pictures. There's gonna be something happening over here. So div means dummy in UK. Do you say it div or how do you say it?
That's your ting, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Cooked.
Wait, what did Piers say?
Bro, that's your girl.
Let's end this, please.
Let's end this. Please.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
Oh man. So Piers Morgan uncensored. Man, oh man. All right. Oh, there's the other stuff that we saw. Yeah. That's a wild one, honestly. That's a wild one. Oh, yeah. Let me check that. Started. Okay.
I didn't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, you didn't spoil it at all. Not at all. All right, so how will Coco Gauff handle an All-American meeting versus Alicia Parks in Miami? What's my frame looking like? Before each day's play at Miami Open, we'll preview 3 must-stream watches on the Tennis Channel. It's hard to believe that Parks is 25 and Gauff 22, isn't it? All right. She has a lot going on for her. She's 6'1" and can belt the ball with anyone. She has a title to her name and has been ranked as high as number 40, but she can also go through rough patches. She's ranked 105 right now and had a 23-32 record in 2025. Is that wins and losses? So she's been losing quite a bit. She also lost her only previous match to Gauff 6-0, 6-2. All right, well, good luck to those girls, you know. That's kind of what's happening on with the trending right now. Let's see what else is happening. Do y'all like basketball? Yeah, Coco Gauff. Sao Paulo versus Palmeiras. That's happening. All right. So apparently in Houston, a meteorite crashes into Houston woman's home amid citywide reports of boom. Wait a minute. What's happening over here?
Appointed by Bush just a week before 9/11. Obama kept him on. You know, I was also hired.
Okay, that's not the actual thing, but... Oh, we have a picture of the meteorite. How's my friend? You guys can barely see. Sorry about that. So here's a little baggie. Oh, did some damage. Is that coming through the roof? You got some snow in Houston? Or is that insulation? Looks like insulation, maybe.
I'm out, it's 1 a.m. here, peace, hand sign.
All right. Thank you for being here, Mr. Lyrical 90. Take care, brother. Until next time. Suspected meteorite crashes into Houston woman's home amid citywide reports of boom. What they're saying, social media was buzzing with questions about a noise sounding like thunder or an explosion shortly after 5 p.m. Saturday. They responded to reports of a possible explosion, but they did not find proof that one happened. Some speculated whether the noise came from a meteor or a sonic boom. All right, not bad at all. Islanders versus Canadians, the Madison cast. All right, let's see what's happening here. The Madison is now streaming in its entirety. Show me the frame, show me the frame. Here's how to watch and what to know about Taylor Sheridan's new show. A new neo-Western family drama from Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan is out now. Have you guys seen Yellowstone? I haven't seen it, but I heard so many good things about it. A really cool story behind it, too. A new drama series from Taylor Sheridan premiered last weekend, and while it's set near the famed Dutton Ranch, it has nothing to do with the family. From Sheridan's hit series Yellowstone, The Madison follows a family dealing with grief and a move from New York City to Montana. Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell star in the 6-episode series along with Will Arnett. The Madison is now streaming in its entirety exclusively on Paramount Plus. Here's what else you need to know about Taylor Sheridan's new show. That's what do you guys think? Do you guys like these shows, or does anyone even watch shows anymore? Tim McGraw. What's happening with Tim McGraw? All right. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw's daughter Audrey shares rare insight into a relationship with her parents. Love them so much. Awesome. Good for her. The country stars also shared 2 more adult daughters, Gracie and Maggie. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. Audrey McGraw is remembering where she came from. While performing at Red Rock Casino in Las Vegas on Friday, March 20th, the 24-year-old daughter of Tim McGraw and Faith Hill gushed about how much her parents mean to her. Her comments come just hours after her dad was named a 2026 inductee of the Country Music Hall of Fame. Audrey said on stage, as seen in a video taken by John Pascarella, "I come from a Mississippi woman and a Louisiana man who just got inducted into the Country Hall of Fame. I'm so proud of my dad, both of my parents. I love them so much." Speaking of my dad, he had me come out and sing this next one at a lot of his sets, she said before going on to sing a cover of Barracuda by Heart. I think some people are tired of it, but I'll never get tired of this song. Good for them. Amazing. Wishing the best for that family. All right, cool, y'all. We're streaming every single day of 2026, slowly getting it better and better. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I love you. The Lord loves you. Your mama loves you. Your papa loves you. Your sister, your brother, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties. Everybody loves you. And make sure you continue to follow your dreams, because that is extremely important. All right, y'all. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.